Welcome to Ramblings from the Little Shed. I'm your host, Holly. Welcome to Ramblings from the Little Shed. I'm your host, Holly B. It's the coziest corner of the creative world where art, literature, and our beloved animal companions come together in conversation. Join us in the Little Shed, a space where ideas flow freely and creativity thrives as we explore the profound ways animals influence and inspire our creative lives. On today's episode, we welcome Cheryl Kemppainen. Cheryl is the executive assistant to her dog, Lila. She is a curious and creative soul who has graduated from several schools, including culinary arts, holistic nutrition, and animal naturopathy. She used to cook for humans, but now her kitchen tips come in tail wags and bum wiggles. How cute. When she's not writing or eating, she can be found escorting Lila on wilderness sniffing adventures. Hello. Hi, Rogan. How are you?
My hair is still wet from the snow, which means I'm great. Having a good time.
Awesome.
How are you?
Welcome to Ramblings from the Little Shed. I'm awesome. I'm Holly B, and I'm your host. We have our guest here with us today, Cheryl Kemppainen. Did I say that properly, Cheryl? Close?
Close enough. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a name that is difficult as well, so I'm sorry if I did.
Oh, no, that's
disservice.
okay. I say Kemppainen, but it's Finnish, and I believe it's Kemppainen.
Kemppainen.
No, Kemppainen.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, how are you today? How's everything? The weather is cold and you're warm inside, but how are you doing?
The weather is cold. It's been cold for a while, and we just try and stay warm. Put the wood in the fire and put an extra layer of clothes on, and
keep on trucking.
Life just keeps happening, whether you want it to or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. It's been an unusual winter where I am as well. We've received so much snow. And one day it'll be -10 and then it'll drop to -30. And so it's been consistently -30 for the last 3 days. So I am also by the fire and I'm very grateful for the wood stove. Rogan, on the other hand.
Well, so it was pretty cold here in Toronto yesterday. It was like -15 to 20, which is cold for Toronto. But then it went up to like -10, 5 right now with a blizzard. It's so weird. It's just so variable, but yeah.
Winter makes things hard. It's more challenging to do.
Yeah, exactly. So Cheryl, we met, it's kind of that serendipity, I guess, through a book coach who she had mentioned you several times to me. And on your end, I'm not sure how it happened, but we just connected that way. And then we met online and had a few chats and been chatting ever since. And we are kindred spirits for sure. And
Yes, we are.
yeah, I'm so happy that Dinah introduced us.
Yeah, as soon as we chatted, I was like, well, it makes perfect sense that she introduced us.
Gosh, I love that. I just love that. So let's dive into who Cheryl's pets are and how they influence her creativity or her life. Can you tell us a little bit about who you'd like to present? Maybe I know you have a special dog. You have other animals as well. So please tell us about them.
I have 11 horses here, and then I have one dog here. And so my dog is the love of my life. She's also a handful, and she keeps me very, very busy.
Her name is Lila.
Her name is Lila, and she is a Belgian Malinois, and she is a COVID puppy. So I got her during COVID, and I had decided that I needed to get outside more. And I was like, the only way I'm going to get outside more, even though I have 11 horses, is if I get a dog. And so I wasn't super particular about the type of dog I got, but my partner was. He really wanted a part shepherd at least. And somehow, I'm not even sure how it happened, and in hindsight, it probably wasn't the smartest idea, but we ended up looking at Belgian Malinois. And so there was several that we looked at getting, and it just didn't work out. It was COVID. They were canceling flights. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. And there was no puppies in the shelters at the time, which is very ironic given where we are now with the shelters. Um, and so we were talking to a breeder, and I mean, it's all online, and we wanted our cousin to look at her just to make sure, like, this dog is real before we paid for her. And he couldn't get there for a couple days, and so she was actually sold. And then she showed up about a week later on Kijiji because the original owners couldn't handle her.
Wow. Huh.
So at that point in time, our cousin was around. Actually, his daughter was around. And so she went and picked her up for us, no problem. And then my partner flew down to Edmonton and drove her all the way home. And it was just kind of meant to be. So she's technically a rehome from people
Yeah.
that just couldn't handle the breed. I love her. I
Mm-hmm.
can turn my life upside down so that she gets enough exercise and stimulation, but not everybody can. Like, it's a tough breed to have.
Well, and I mean, if they haven't done their research, then clearly they didn't, because if you know even an ounce about a Belgian Malinois, you know that it's not a dog for just anyone,
No,
right?
it's
So,
not. They are very high energy, and
absolutely.
she I have this in we'll talk about that a little later, but I have this story in my book where she came home and she was placed in my arms and I brought her inside, and then I was like, "Well, I think I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna take her out now because I wanna go to bed early," which is laughable now.
Oh no.
And I went to grab her collar and her leash to put it on her, and she started running, and she was just going faster and faster, and she literally started climbing the walls and bouncing off the top of chairs.
My.
Everything was knocking over, going at a million miles an hour, and I had to, like, tackle her, and then she just rolled in my arms, like, just rolled trying to evade the collar,
Wow.
and, I just couldn't help but giggle. I thought it was the funniest thing ever, but that is why most people shouldn't have these dogs.
But you know something, Cheryl, even how you're describing that, most people, like I'm hearing what you said, and you said you were just giggling and you
Yeah,
accepted it. You accepted her for in that moment because
mhm.
she probably just had to release whatever it was inside of her. And
Yeah,
whereas most people would have gone the other way, let's say, in a more authoritative discipline. So that's something. But she
yeah.
must really get a workout with those 11 horses.
Yep, she she thinks that she is a horse. That's
I was gonna
yeah.
ask if they interacted at all, but yeah.
They do, yeah, she grew up with them, that was her well, so that night after I got her leash and collar on her, I took her outside, and her nose goes straight on the ground, and she went and found her first mouthful of delicious horse poo. It's been a delight ever since, and, yeah, she loves the horses, but she's so high energy, she just can't calm down, and she gets so excited. And so she ends up jumping in their face and snapping at them, and they put up with her. They're very, very kind to her. But so when she was just tiny, like she was still, even though she was a rehome dog, she was only 10 weeks, I think, when I got her. So she was still a puppy.
Yeah, she was really young.
And we have hay rings with big round bales in them. And it didn't take her long before she could jump right up into the hay ring, and then she'd just sit in the center and just go around barking at their face. They they would put up with her, but yeah, she was a handful. She wasn't supposed to do that, but, you know,
Yeah.
she did.
Yeah.
She found a way.
She found her own way to do things, yeah.
Like I'm envisioning this sort of little movie reel cartoon watching her doing all of these things and
Yes.
uh,
Yeah, she makes her own fun, I always say.
how old is she? I mean, you said COVID, but that could be
Yeah, she was born in 2020, so she
okay.
is 5 and a bit now.
And she still has a ton of energy.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does. She still has it's calmed down a little bit, like, a tiny bit.
But not much.
Not much. I mean, she's very routine, and,
Yes.
like, the Belgian Mals are used typically in the army and police
Yes.
force, and, She is a disciplinarian. Like, I jokingly refer to her as an army sergeant at times because she likes her routine, and she will come get me to make sure that we were walking on schedule, and, um, she knows my partner, she will wake him up. If he's still in bed by 7, she will make sure she wakes him up, and then she escorts him out of the bedroom, and then she comes back to bed with me just to make sure that he's awake.
Excuse me, this is my spot now.
Yeah.
Well, I think
We're
you and I
supposed
had chatted before, but my dog is, we think around 12, and he
Mhm.
still has the energy of a toddler. And I mean, yes, I have seen him slow down, but only as in we'll take him for a really long walk and then he may sleep for an extra hour or so,
Yes.
but there really isn't any decrease. And anybody who told me he was going to maybe slow down around 7, they were wrong.
Did
Very
people tell
wrong.
you that? They were
Yes,
so
well,
wrong.
because we think he has, boxer in him, so they said, "Oh, boxers tend to slow down." He just
Mm-mm.
speeds up. So I understand, Cheryl.
Yeah. Our vet actually had a Mal too, and she was like, "They're just like this until the end." Like, it's like they basically stay this way.
Oh, but it sounds like you've just totally embraced her personality and you just roll with it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's moments, but you know, you seem to find that like the happy moments and like you said, giggle about it and what can you do?
I just think she was meant to come into my life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never had I know a lot of people have, like, puppy remorse when you first get one.
Mhm. Mhm.
I never did, and that
Mhm.
winter was so cold, and it was literally -45
Mhm.
for a month,
Mm.
and we were outside all this is the other lie they tell you about puppies when they say they sleep for 20 hours a day.
Mm-mm.
Mine was the opposite. She would sleep for maybe 4 hours a day, and other than that, she was up and out there, and she still to this day she gets distracted, so she forgets to poop and pee, and then
As one does.
yeah, the good smell.
Yeah.
They get you every time.
You can't stop that. That's oh.
So the amount of time that I was spending outside, like, in the middle of the night but it taught me I say this, like, it taught me to look up at the sky and listen to the northern lights, and
Yeah.
one night there was wolves howling, and she was just fascinated by that, rightfully so, but she would not go to the bathroom. Like, there was no pooping, there was no peeing. Then she'd come inside, and of course, she'd still have to go, so back
Yeah.
out we'd go, and
Mm.
I don't know, she just was meant to come into my life at that point in time, and I said I wanted to be outside more, and that's exactly what I got. A little
She
more.
delivered.
She
Sounds like
delivered.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did.
Oh.
Would you say, Cheryl, that does she influences your creativity? I mean, you are an author, you are a creative of many sorts, but I know you as an author, and we will get to that in a moment. But um, tell us a little bit more about, does she lay on your lap when you're working, or does she?
No.
No.
Oh no.
For that 2 minutes of the day? No, no.
No, she's, actually this morning, the fire kinda burned down too much, and so it was a little chillier in the house, so she came in and cuddled with me. She's allowed to sleep with me whenever she wants. But she came in and cuddled, so then I couldn't get up because I was like, "Well, this never happens, so I'm gonna enjoy this." No, she is not a lap cuddler. She is not someone who, like, knows I'm upset and will sit at my feet. She is a dog that is outside because she's busy, and if I'm upset about something, she knows, and she'll come full speed ahead, and she'll run, and she can open the door, so she opens the door, and she comes in, and she will jump on my lap, nibble my nose, and then turn around and go back outside because she has better things to do than deal with her upset mother.
She
So
kind of just flips the switch.
she does, yeah.
Love that.
And so, no, she is not that is not how she influences my creativity. Actually, since talking with you previously, I've thought about this a lot, and I was like, I think it's routine. I think it's having the routine of, like, she makes sure I'm outside, which I think is very important.
Yes.
We walk at least 3 hours a day, and
Really?
yeah, 3 different walks, hour in the morning, hour in the afternoon, and hour in the evening.
Wow.
That's awesome.
but she needs it. Like,
She
just
needs it.
from what you're saying,
Yeah,
Lila needs it.
she does. And she makes sure she gets it, and she can count, so she knows where we are in the schedule, and, um, it's that routine, I think, that has helped channel my creativity more, because it's very easy for me to kind of dwell in it, so I'll drop into these moments, and I'm like, "Okay," and it's like I cook a lot, and I am a trained chef, and I'm also a teacher, and, like, I write, and there's all kind of these different avenues, and I find I can get too immersed in it, whereas she is like, "Nope, you are taking me out. We are going now." And I think being outside in nature is the one of the best things for creativities and for
Yeah.
creatives.
Agreed. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I just got caught up in everything you were saying because it just fascinates me how people stop to think about it, and it's like, I think we expect a certain kind of answer, and then you take us on this other beautiful path, and I'm like, wow, that is beautiful. I never even thought of it that way. So,
Mhm.
Mhm.
When I think about it, sometimes when I'm like, when am I going to get my puppy or my kitten or whatever? Which the main reason I don't is because I'm in a big city. But one of the other things that crosses my mind is, oh, like that is just a big responsibility, and I have all these things that I want to do, and it would take up so much time. It just wouldn't work with my schedule. But then I hear stories like this, and I'm like, no, that's a good thing actually,
Yes.
to have those moments that you need where you can just focus on being with this other presence and doing what they need to give you a break from your own just tasks. So, yeah, I love hearing that.
Yeah,
And like you
it's
said,
good.
nature is just the
Yeah,
best source of creativity for me, especially as well. It's all from that. So,
yeah, being outside, I think. I always say it always makes you feel better no matter what. Just go
yeah,
outside, even when it's
yeah.
cold.
yep. I mean, it
And
was
I can tell
super
you.
cold here yesterday, but I loved it. It was beautiful. It was sunny. You just need to bundle up. Like,
Yeah.
we lived way up north as well for some time. Rogan was just little. You made the best of it, and we huddled
Mhm.
around the wood, the fireplace, and you bundled up when you went outside. I mean, sure, you had to take care and make sure that the little ones were well covered, but yep,
I mean,
that's him. Yeah.
you did a good job.
Oh,
I
thank
didn't get frostbite. Thank you.
Okay, good. So, Cheryl, can we talk about your exciting or one of your exciting projects? I don't know which one you want to choose to talk about, but I'm
We can
hoping.
talk about any
Okay,
they're all kinda one and the same.
please tell us. Yeah.
Well, I wrote a cookbook for dogs,
So exciting.
and that was one of the things that, like, having Lila as a puppy when it was -45, one of the things that we would do was cook together, and I
Mm,
would she would when she was a puppy, she would eat pretty much anything, so we'd taste test everything, and it does stimulate them, and it does stimulate their brain, and it gives them something to think about, and we tried her favorites and found her favorites, and, I am a holistic nutritionist as well, and I have a lot of dietary issues, so actually, my, like, ultimate diet isn't that much different than a dog's healthy diet,
okay.
and so they kind of match well, and, yeah, I mean, lots of people cook for their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I just maybe took it a little step further, decided to write a book
Love
about
it.
it,
Yes.
and
So at what point though did you decide? So you were experimenting in the kitchen with Lila, and then all of a sudden, all of your creative,
well,
like
yeah,
personalities came through, and was like,
I that's a really good question. I think I mean, we just do cook together. I mean, it just is part of our life, and she's in the kitchen. People that don't let their dogs in the kitchen, she's in there with me.
yeah, mine too.
Yeah, she's quite happy. She I think when it changed into, like, actually, I wanna write a book is I don't normally do this, but I picked a word, like a New Year's resolution, and they were like, "What's the word of the year?" And I've never done it before, but I was like, "Joy." So then I spent a lot of time, and this word is kind of stuck for several years now. But yeah, it's a good one. And so I was like, I gotta cultivate more joy in my life. So I started focusing on things that would create that sense of joy. And that was one of them. I was like, I like cooking for her. Um, she just makes food sound and looks like it tastes so good. You know, loves the crunchy stuff, and she smacks her lips after she's done eating, and I just find it the cutest thing in the world. I always say it's lip smacking good.
Or you would find it annoying in a human, it is adorable in a dog. Because when
Totally.
Sully gets fed peanut butter and he does that smacking after, I feel
Oh,
bad, but it's cute as can be.
It's so cute,
Yeah.
yes. But you're right, humans not so cute.
I was going to ask if there was ever a point maybe where you were like looking for resources online or something, and you saw that there was a lack of this niche. And maybe there was a little bit of that, but it sounds like it more so just came from a place of like, oh, I love doing this. Let's just create this work for it.
It came more from a place of joy for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Part of the market research when you do the whole thing, they always are like, "Well, look for your competition, look what else is out there, look." And there is books out there.
Hmm.
Mine has a gourmet twist to it, so it's
Mm.
it's like I mean, I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head. There's a recipe for steak with poached eggs on top with, I
Oh.
think, a basil pesto, and then there's, like, pancakes that are dog friendly and bread that is dog friendly and like, just more that creative side of me came out in that sense.
Hmm.
Well, and you had the background to support that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So,
did.
yeah.
And my brain it's interesting, like, from a chef perspective and a cooking perspective, my brain can it's like a popcorn machine, and so I believe there is 52 recipes in my book at the
Okay.
moment. There could be easily 150 recipes in the book
Sounds
because
like a volume 2 is on the way.
it could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's just the way it works, and I am a very it's something about that creative process with cooking is visual, where I look at food and I'm like, "Huh, I wonder how I can piece that all together." And then it kinda comes out in different creations in different way. But it's it is a very creative process for me, and I think being creative is joy for me.
Hmm.
Couldn't agree more. So
Yeah,
where are you in the process with the book? Is it something that's like, are we
we're
going
close.
to be buying this soon? Because I'm very
We're
excited.
close.
We're close?
We're so close, yeah, it's just in the final edit and then final upload, and so
Wow.
yeah, it's been really fun to create. I found on Upwork, which is just a community of very talented people, and there was someone who was a pet photographer slash food stylist photographer. And so she did a bunch of photography for me with pets in it, with her dog, and it's super fun. Like every time I open it, I'm like, it just brings a smile to my face. And she's actually in Ukraine, of all places. And so that's been interesting too to hear her perspective on things. And
Hmm.
she has a German Shepherd named Wookie. And so
Really?
he's
So
featured in the book a lot.
would you create the food or she created the food and then photographed it?
So I would do the recipes, and then I would send her the recipe, and she would test the recipe, and then she would photograph it.
I guess you
Wow.
get a good round of testing there too, right? Make sure it's
Yeah.
actually feasible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
have
and
loved to
that's
have
the
been a
other thing
beta tester for your book.
yeah, it is. And it's also, like, that one thing I will say about chefs in general is, like, the recipe writing isn't necessarily super strong, and so because it's just such a creative process where you're like, "I'll throw a little bit of this, and I'll throw a little bit of that," and while it didn't work, well, you just know to tweak it a little bit this way and that way, and so it was important for me to get them tested just to
Hmm.
make sure that
Hmm.
they were not working just for me.
So what is your writing background?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, like, did you like to write, fiction or is this even a newer venture into writing?
I've always liked to write in a therapeutic sense. Like,
Okay.
it's always been very therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I I'm very good at storytelling. That's one of my superpowers. Also a yoga teacher, and like my favorite part of yoga teaching is like you get to incorporate stories into your classes, and I've been published in an anthology before telling like a personal stories. And then I'm an English teacher as well.
Well, there you go. I mean,
There you go.
there are many layers to you,
Yes.
Cheryl. Like, my goodness.
There's a lot of layers and there's a lot of like writing's always kind of been there for me in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or
Okay.
form. This is the first cookbook that I've written.
And I imagine it is quite different because it's not a narrative exposition storytelling, it's the facts.
Yeah,
But I have a feeling you blended that storytelling
I
in
did.
between. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there is. There's
Have I said
stories.
I'm really like have I said I'm really excited to get this book? I just wow, what an accomplishment. I was cooking for the dogs. I can't remember when. I mean, no gourmet meals, but it was fun. I enjoyed it so much and I do want to go back to that. And that's why I'm really not to mention I'm excited for this project for you and now that I've met you, but I'm really excited to see these recipes and see how I can create some of these for Sully and Cash.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's super fun. It's and that I think the world needs a little more joy in it.
a lot
I
more.
feel like who doesn't like to cook for their dog? And if you don't like it, you should try it because it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And your dog will appreciate it.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty bad when my husband's watching videos now of feeding their dogs with forks and he's enjoying it. I'm thinking, who are you? I love it. So I couldn't help but notice this beautiful scarf around your neck. Are you a
Oh,
knitter as well?
no, because it was so cold this
Uh-huh.
winter and this is a window right behind me. And
Mhm.
so I actually ordered this off Etsy and it's a poncho
Oh,
and this
neat.
lady knits them to order and it only
Okay.
takes her like 3 or 4 days to knit. It's crazy.
Wow.
Um, but
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. She's a creative too. Uh, it's been so like, it's such a nice addition to my life in front of a computer because it's cold.
Mhm. And when you're sitting there, not moving and you're so focused on the computer, as you know, 1 hour can turn into 2. Thank goodness Lila is there to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
"Mama,
I'm
I need
willing
to
to
go
talk.
outside," but you do get cold and you forget to move around. So,
Yeah, it's true. No, so
Mhm.
it's been good, and it's,
yeah,
super warm, like, I don't actually know what she used to knit it, but it's very
probably got
cozy.
some wool in there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful view, and I keep this is an aside, but my brain keeps thinking that you're actually outside because we can't see the borders of the window, at least in the cropped. And I'm like, how are you not so
Cold.
cold? But oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping the weather is gonna warm up
Warm up a
slightly.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
When does it tend to turn a little bit where you are?
I so when the daylight comes back, even when it's cold, like, even now, it starts at -30, but it'll be minus, like, 16, 17 in the middle of the day, and then it'll drop right back down. So, when you get enough daylight that it warms it up, at least in the daytime, it's much more tolerable.
Yeah.
In the early January and, like, late December when it's just dark all the time, if it gets cold, it just stays cold. Like, if you just don't have enough sunlight to do the warm up.
Mm.
Hmm.
Um And then it'll depend on the year, but it's quite late. Spring is definitely later up here. It's probably similar to where you were up north. And
Yes. Yes, very much. Yeah.
yeah, but
There
when
was
it
very
comes,
little daylight. Or
yeah,
yeah, in the
yeah.
winter that is, but
But when it comes, I think because of all the daylight, it it's kind of like a light switch. Like all of a sudden, it's just
yeah. Yeah.
green and it's here. But it could be April, May, June. We don't.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got a
So
ways.
sorry, go ahead, Cheryl.
Oh, I have a ways to go with winter.
Ways to go. Yeah.
So you are nearing the completion stage of this book and you will launch it into the world. Are you working on anything else, or is this project got you so bogged down with the details right now, or?
No, I also have a blog that I'm starting that's almost out in the world too. It's semi out in the world. And it's similar to this actually, where I talk to people about their dogs, and all dogs have their quirks. You told me the funniest quirk about your dog, about the shampoo. It's so
Oh,
funny.
the
Oh, yeah.
shampoo thing. Yeah. I was like, oh, which one? It's a good one.
I did it again this morning when because washing my hair is a process just because it's longer at this point. And I always think, are people going to think I'm strange? But I mean, it's just something Sully likes. I know there are other dogs out there in the world who like wet
Maybe.
shampooed hair.
Maybe
They
not.
can't just be wet. It has to be shampooed. Like there's not quite the same effect there when it's just wet hair. So
Is it the suds in it that he likes?
I just don't know. I mean, it smells nice, sure, but
Interesting.
why
Yeah.
can't he just tell me? So,
I
well, that's great because hopefully we can link your blog to the show notes and get readers involved. I'm sure they'd love to hear more from you. So,
yeah, it's staying quietly until my book is out, and then
oh yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah.
it'll all come out at the same time, and you will know about it because you will be on it. So
Yes, that's true. Probably be the first one in line to buy your book. So, do you
I'm
have
excited for her
plans?
to get the book too, just for my sake.
yeah,
I'm going to be
right?
trying all this as well. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have plans? Are you going to maybe write a volume 2, or are you looking at maybe some storytelling or anything like that, or?
Both, actually.
Yeah, awesome.
It's funny, like, the process of writing a book is actually really long,
Mhm.
and you don't realize how long it is until you do it yourself. Um, so it's been such a learning curve, and I'm still learning all the time,
Mhm.
which is great. That's also part of it, like, fantastic. Um, but I feel like the second time around is gonna be that much easier because you already did it once. So
Yes.
it will be, definitely easier to do, but I would love to write a volume 2. I am collecting other recipes on my blog right now. Um, yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting shift I've found to, like, really embrace that creative side of myself, and it was really hard to find something that I was like, "What can I actually dedicate myself that I wanna continue to talk about and that will continue to inspire me and allow that growth because creativity does grow."
Mhm.
And this has been it. It's like, this is something that does stick, and it combines a lot of my different passions, whether it's nutrition or food or cooking, and my dog and other people's dog.
So do you mean that you maybe had your hands in different things and you just couldn't find that one thing that just gave you that sense of satisfaction and joy?
Yeah, I feel like the stuff like, when I was working as a nutritionist for a while, and so you're constantly, like, writing posts and writing blogs, and it's it was still okay, like, I still but it wasn't as creative because it's more data-based and
Mhm.
evidence-based, and so, like, you're more in a bit of a box, even though I'm, like, a holistic nutritionist where it is, like, a holistic effort of things, it still is data-based. So, this has been what allows me to still use that, like, I still use nutrition, and there is a resource section at the end of the book about things, food food-wise and healthy fats and different proteins and all that stuff, but it just allowed the added layer of being kinda infinitely creative with it.
Mhm. You
Yeah.
get to inject a lot more of yourself and your
Yeah,
experience and your dog's experience too into it,
yeah,
which is nice.
yeah. And I think the animals in general, they do talk to you, but it's unspoken. Like they're
That's
not
right.
speaking the English language.
No.
And so I feel like that in and of itself really helps creativity too.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have an ongoing conversation with my dog all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she thinks something of it. I'm not sure what. And it really helped. Um, it really helped that creativity come back for me. And there is a TED talk that's pretty old now, but it's called Education Kills Your Creativity. And as someone who works in the education system, it did for me. It's very linear. You learn this and then you build on it, and that has a purpose and it has a place, but it definitely was a struggle for me to really embrace being creative again and like find my creativity again. And that's, to come a little bit more full circle, like how did my dog do that? Like that was part of it, right? Like it combined all these different things that I was already doing and I already had education or knowledge or experience with, and then allowed creativity to like bloom with it.
What a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm. I become every day a little bit more disillusioned with when I think back at school. Sometimes there were some really great things, whether it be like elementary, high school, university. But yeah, I definitely agree that sometimes they're just not nurturing the right things. And I think there's a world where we can get to that place. But yeah, yeah. And I just that thought that you said where you are having a conversation with your dog and they don't speak to you in our language, and that is creativity. I just love that so much. Because when I like write or do anything, it's often usually starting in a place with like nature, kind of like you said. And it's just my process is very much identifying how that place or that moment spoke to me without language.
Yeah,
I really love that thought. Thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome. When I was doing I did a yoga teacher training in Costa Rica, and I was living off site, and every day I would walk down this really big hill, and there was a bunch of horses in a field there. And one night I was walking home, and one of them was just neighing at me the whole way. It followed me all the way down the fence, and it was talk, 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 talking. And that dropped into for me at that point in time when I was like, I'm having this experience with this animal. And it's like super clear to me that this horse was communicating with me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's unspoken.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's creativity as well. Like sometimes can't really pinpoint what it is or what the quote unquote download is or what you're channeling through, but it's just there and it's coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Totally agree, because that's how I feel. I use that word all the time, like it downloads. And I
Mhm.
feel like the story that I wrote came from Sully, and he was like that conduit, but I just got to write it because I can put words on a page.
Yes,
So,
because you have
He might
fingers.
have a bit of a harder time with that.
I mean, there might be a day when they can write their own story. I feel like that'll be in a few, million years, but it will happen.
Yeah, and I would say the same thing too. Like I babysat a lot of dogs in my day, and I used to take care of a friend of mine who she cooked dinner for her dog every day. And so she couldn't she couldn't find a dog sitter that was acceptable except for me because I'd been through culinary school. So I was allowed to do both. Um, and even that, like it didn't I mean, I cooked for the dog every day, but it really was the relationship I had with Lila. And one of the things, she really likes to share her food. And so she'll go out and share with the horses because they're her horse friends.
Oh,
And she's not supposed to eat horse food, but she will go out there and eat hay and oats and loves horse cookies. And then it has a lot of problems pooping.
oh,
So I don't really want her doing that. So
right.
that's also one of the reasons that that this came from when I was cooking for her was I had to make the food good enough that she would eat it
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't go out because she'd get hungry and she'd ask to go outside and she'd go up with the horses and eat hay. Even
So,
though and she's free-fed dog food, by the way. She
yeah,
has
yeah.
dog food available at all times. And, yeah, no, she's not into that.
I know it's not an ideal thing, but I'm just picturing it, and it's hilarious. In my but yeah.
No,
I
it is
know.
hilarious, but,
It's
like,
like an
why
episode of Lila. I love it. Like,
Yes,
just
and
see her running to the horses. Hey, guys.
and they don't always appreciate it.
I'm sure.
And, yeah, I mean, all those quirks that they have, it just brought this creative project for me. Like, I don't know how else it would have been birthed into the world.
Yeah.
And so she
she greatly
definitely
influenced this in many different
Yes.
ways. Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
In all the ways, really.
In all the ways. And when can we expect to purchase this? Do you have a title? Can you share that
If you're
or
able
no?
to
Not
share.
yet.
If you're able to share.
If
If
you're
not,
only
no worries.
Yeah, yeah.
The title is Food is My Love Language. And then the subtitle is Stories, Recipes, and Nourishing Tips for the Dog with Gourmet Taste Buds.
Love that.
And I keep this, it just extends and extends. So
Yeah.
right now I'm saying end of February is when I'm hoping
Okay.
everything will be up and live and out there. And maybe it'll be sooner. But
Okay.
that is
Well,
where I
we
am.
can't wait. Yeah, we cannot wait. And what a treat to spend the last half an hour, 40 minutes with you. And I wish we could see Lila, but I don't imagine we'll get to see her today, but we'll see some photos maybe along the
I
way.
can show you her, but she'll probably start barking at you. That was another fun thing that she does she's gotten better. She's gotten used to me being on the phone now, but when she was a puppy, she would jump at me and like bat my phone out of my hand and then jump on it until she hung up on people.
It's me time.
She could not handle me talking to anybody but
No.
her. But she's gotten a bit better with that. But yeah, the
You
first
got
time I
better?
ever video called with somebody, she just sat and barked and she's got a big, loud, growly bark.
Yeah.
And yeah, but we've improved, and she's actually been quiet when we're doing this.
Yeah, she has. And well, you can imagine if she hasn't really spent time with other people, she's seeing people on the screen, and for her, that's it's a stranger.
And
so.
she is a COVID puppy like that. I think that's probably one of the reasons why the shelters are so full right now because,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
how
we
do you
knew
say
that was coming, though. I mean,
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
if
did.
we didn't know, then we were in the dark. Then we were really ostrich, head in the sand. But I don't know. I felt like that was going to be happening as soon as people were starting to get the
Go back to
animals
life.
and go back to life. So
Yeah,
Just
and
out
I
of-
do change, like my life revolves around her and my life can revolve around her, and so it does. But it's not easy when you get them and you're stuck at home for I don't even remember how long it was, but a couple of years for some people.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're supposed to just flip a switch and go back to life the way it used to be, and that's hard for everybody, and especially a dog who is, I mean, they're so routine, right?
Definitely. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for sharing your story with about Lila and how she influences your creativity, and also just your mediums and your talent. And we cannot wait, like I said, to see this book come out, and we'll be sure to let all of our listeners know. And yeah, say hi to Lila for us. And
I will.
all
Thank
11
you. This has been
horses.
fun. It's been fun to talk about this. So
Awesome. And maybe you'll come back, and when the book
I
is
would
out,
love
we
to
can
come
chat
back.
more. And well, what I'll do is I'll purchase the book. I'll make some of the recipes, and then we can chat about that. That would be fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll let you know how she really did.
Okay.
I'll be
We'll
her
taste
tester.
test.
Yeah.
I'll be eating the meals and the dogs, and I'll be like, no, I'm not sharing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it before they can. To be honest, if I'm over, so
Yeah. Well,
You'll
thank you,
just have to
Cheryl.
double the recipe.
there you go. Yeah.
We wish you some warmth, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.
It's been so wonderful to have you here. Thanks so much.